In fact, the realty space is also expecting for some kind of a relief on back of this GST meet and its likely outcome. The government, according to sources, wants big ticket reforms in order to revive the housing market, and they may be placing two proposals on reviving the housing market. One could be slashing the GST on housing from 12% to 8%. The other one could bring GST on par with the affordable housing schemes. Now, let's chat about this and its impact on the realty space. Let's bring on board Mr. O.P. Gandhi of Ajmera Realty to help us understand what it could mean for companies like Ajmera and the rest of the players within the market. Mr. Gandhi, hi, good afternoon. Just want to start straight away with understanding how these proposed amendments could actually help revive the housing market, because the housing market has clearly been through a fair amount of low in the last many months. How much, do you see these moves help the market?
Good afternoon, ma'am. We are facing a lot of challenges in the industry, and one of major constraint is the GST, which is highest in the sector. And our Prime Minister Narendra Bhai has mentioned that it should be 5%. It will help to revive the industry, which is passing through a very rough phase. And when there is a real problem coming when we achieve a 60 or 70% construction, then our sales stops, because customers are waiting for completion certificate. After completion, there is no GST. So this will help us to we can plan properly our financial planning throughout the project. This will greatly help us. Then also we expect that there is a heavy stamp duty on the land and the property tax by the state government. This should be allowed as a moderate or input credit for the low cost housing or mid cost housing. That is our great demand again to revive the industry. Then third thing, in Mumbai market there is a transferable right that is called a TDR. It should be also taxed in line with the real estate, which is at present 18%, should be 5%, so that it will not affect the cost of the building. Last thing that we expect that commercial properties and rental on the commercial properties where the GST is 18%, it should be bring down to the 5% in line with the real estate. So that will improve the availability for the commercial space to the industry.
Right. Mr. Gandhi, you just outlined, what are the necessary demands, necessary measures that the industry needs right now. But let's just hypothetically say that the GST on all the housing is slashed to 5% and input tax credit is also removed. What would be the impact of that on the positive sides? What's the kind of improvement can we see in terms of financials?
In terms of financial, sales will be very good. Throughout the year we can have a sales. Otherwise sales stops when project completes to 70 to 80%. So that will greatly help us to plan our financial. Then also lowering the housing cost, which will improve the sales of sales of the ready flats and under construction flat both. Because ready flat there is no GST, and under construction also there is a small GST of 5%. So demand will pick up in the long run. And there is a uncertainty about the general election in May or June. People are holding their position tight. Customers are holding tight. So customer will come because 7% reduction in GST will help us.
Okay. What we're also picking up from a lot of people on the street is that builders right now stand divided when it comes to the demands on slashing the GST rates. Why do you think that is, and how do you see things playing out with regard to coming to a common resolution?
See, we in Bombay market through our institutions like MCHI, CREDAI, we feel that it should be 5% stamp duty straight, subject to land and other property tax should be available as a input credit. Then we are comfortable.
All right, let's step aside.
See, one way you charge 5% and you don't give a credit of input credit on the stamp duty paid and property tax paid by us, that should also available for the moderate or input credit.
Okay, point noted, Mr. Gandhi. Let's step away from the GST expectations and also talk about what's happening in the company and in the real estate industry. Just want to understand, you made your affordable housing foray quite recently. Talk to us about your ambitions within this space, and how has the initial response been, or how has the initial few months has been for you in this particular segment?
In fact, we are market leader in the affordable housing industry in Bombay. If you see our track record, we have completed our Mira Road project, where we have completed more than 50 lakh square feet, and we have created a benchmark in the industry. So same thing which we are repeating in Bangalore, Ahmedabad market and Bombay market. Bombay, we are launching a massive project in Kalyan, where it will be a real affordable housing, and we have also launched a affordable housing in Khardi near the Kasara, where response is very good. The issue is the RERA and GST. So RERA, there are certain changes which we expected and which are taking place. So RERA should not be now in future problem, but GST will help us to revive the low cost housing market. And company, we have launched almost 20 lakh square feet projects in the low cost housing, and response is very good response.
Okay, great.
Then also our flagship project Vadala, where we are catering to a high end and mid market, which is also doing extremely good.
Okay, point taken. Mr. Gandhi, thank you so much for joining us and helping us understand what the demands and requirements of the real estate industry are at this point of time, especially with regard to the GST rates.